Hey guys, today I want to cover with you the biggest thing holding you back. Welcome to Blocks of Health, guys. I'm Dr. Rezaie. We're building a foundation of self-health for wellness. And today I want to talk to you about the number one thing holding you back. All right, so it's going to be a belief ultimately, whether you're conscious of it or not, that exists in your mind or in your life or in your belief system that holds you back. And so what it comes down to is self-worth. And that belief can manifest in a lot of different ways for people, but most people lack self-worth due to the upbringing that we had, due to conditioning, due to everything that we're exposed to all the time, that like, you're not good enough, everybody that does this, they're so amazing, all that, the social media reels, all that stuff, and it all fills into the belief. When we talk about spirit, which is belief, which is your director, is you start having thoughts that I'm not enough, or I'm not good enough, or whatever the belief starts leading into thoughts in your mind, right? And then that ultimately is your processor. So what happens, we start doing feelings, and the feelings that get produced are shame and guilt. And these are like the lowest feelings that you can have. And so eventually what ends up happening is from the mind, we want to go to emotions, and you actually will generate those emotions one way or another. And I'm going to get through why you're doing this. So what ends up happening is we have, again, the self-worth. You start having those feelings of shame and guilt and the thoughts of I'm not good enough, all this stuff, right? So we're keeping ourselves small. You're going to stop yourself from trying something new, from failing, because you never even give yourself the chance to be it. So then what we start doing is self-sabotaging behaviors. So this is where because what happens is we go to purpose, which is at your center, and your purpose becomes comfort at that point, right? You just want to feel better. It's a totally understandable cycle. So now since our purpose is comfort with our body, what are we going to do? We're going to turn to the things that are comfort. And maybe that's going to be, watching Netflix shows. Maybe it's eating ice cream. Maybe it's drinking alcohol, all to comfort that whole of that feeling that's coming from that belief. And so eventually, by doing these things, you will create emotions, actual physical emotions, to actually support the feelings that are happening in your mind, right? And so this is a whole downward spiral. And so self-worth is the biggest thing holding you back. And there's so many people, I don't know how many people I've worked with and talked with, and whether they admit it or not, but it's the number one thing that holds them back. And if you can watch this and you can think about it and see if you identify with that. And I'm not saying, it's going to be universal for everybody, but for so many people, self-worth is a big piece. It's the number one thing that I see people holding back. Well, I can't do that. Or a lot of people tell me, give advice, oh, but you're a doctor, you know this and that. And that's not true. The thing is, if you adopt and believe the self-worth, then it becomes true for you. And so one of the biggest people that influenced lives around the world was Mr. Rogers, right? Because he said everybody was special. And what he meant wasn't like everyone deserved a ribbon, but he's saying that like everybody is special in the sense of you're perfect just the way you are, who you are. Like that's special right there, right? So we have to look at ways that then we can start changing this. So if you know the biggest thing is holding you back, self-worth, what do we start doing to then change that, to change that belief, to change our purpose? Our purpose now has to become, I am enough. I can do anything. Put out some goals. Maybe they're smaller goals. Maybe it's a daily goal that you can start building confidence, but you have to have a purpose, right? And then you have to start doing it with your body, right? Day in, day out. You have to start achieving these and do little ones and keep track of stuff daily. So at the end of the day, you can then look and be like, I did it, right? You can start building that confidence. And then eventually you'll build positive emotions, right? You're gonna feel good emotions. The happiness will start to flow out with serotonin, just the oxytocin from being enough, you're gonna release some of that as well. And at some point you're gonna get high from just those feelings. When you like look back, you're like, I did that. You're gonna get those endorphins and everything going too, which then you can start tying the feelings to of happiness, exuberance, love. Self-worth is then now high and not low, right? And so then it starts going into the beliefs that I am enough, I can do anything. And this is where affirmations come in that you can say day in, day out, because what we're trying to do is, quote unquote, it's put a new belief in there, right? So when you say that I am enough, those positive affirmations, you might say them at first and you kind of like, I don't believe it. Or some people sometimes get like emotions that they're kind of like, you just got to keep saying it day in, day out. And that's why you have to do them, daily affirmations, so that you start to plant that seed and believe it in there. And then you do daily activities. If it's, saying no to things, that builds power. Saying no is empowerment. So like saying no to the sweets or different things. And then the daily activities that you do. If it's going for a walk, get up and go do the walk. If it's eating clean food, get up and do it, and then journal it. Either keep notes in your phone or journal for the day. So at the end of the day, you can look back and be like, positives, check, check, check. I drank enough water. I ate 2 good meals. I went for some activity. I connected with somebody. I said positive affirmations to myself. I did all these things to build myself up, because what ends up happening is if you can do this day after day for a week and then months and years, that's how you become unstoppable. That's how you build yourself up when you're down. It's not an overnight thing. It's day in, day out. And if you ever stop doing those things that end up building you up, what you'll end up finding out is those old thoughts, those old beliefs, that old system will come back around because it's so ingrained in there. And so these are the things that we're telling you need to make the changes for. Start with small changes, but they need to be positive. And then make sure that you tell yourself, good job. Congratulations. Look what you did. Look what you're capable of. You can do this. See, those are the things you need to start plugging into. And that's how you start fixing that self-worth paradigm that's actually holding you back. Because it's not true. You can do anything. You just have to start showing yourself. And unfortunately, it's going to be seen as believing. But ultimately, the fastest way to do it is believe it. Believe that you are okay, that you are that special someone, like Mr. Rogers said. Who you are, the way you are, everything's okay. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to do all these things. Those are the things that will make the biggest difference when you accept that stuff, when you appreciate that stuff. Those are pieces of who you are, because they're trying to guide you and lead you to where you can become more. So guys, this is just a sum up of what's holding you back, how you can make those changes, and to make the good fight day in, day out, okay? So I hope this was helpful. Subscribe down below, look in the description. Again, you can plug into our website, our podcast, our newsletter. I want to keep bringing you great information. Be the change that you want to be. Make that change. Start now. No time to waste, all right? Have a good one, guys.